G'day everyone and welcome back to Baggers Podcast 25. I'm your host Henry and you are...
Louis from the Perth Blue Baggers pod.
Today we are lucky enough to be joined by young King Cookson / Cooko. How are you, mate?
Yeah, good, fellas. I'm stoked to be here. I'm just trying to maneuver my head to get the glare. Can you see that glare on my camera?
Yeah.
I think it's a bit. Yeah, I'm just trying to tilt it a bit. So sorry to be super unprofessional here.
It's all good. We crop out the video. It's just audio only.
Fuck! That's unreal. All right, sweet. We're laughing then. What was I worried about?
I could actually mention that. But yeah, Baggers got a win on the weekend, and we're on to next week. So this podcast is only focusing on the preview against North Melbourne, the Good Friday Foundation, something to do with the Royal Children's Hospital. I'm a something there. I go there every often. So yeah, they do an amazing job on a lot of things, and I think there should be a lot of people that donate money to the cause because what they do is truly unbelievable, and the stuff that the kids go through is something that you don't want to imagine, and you don't want anyone to kind of receive. But yeah. Take it away, Lou. You can start us off with a bit of a preview.
Yeah, so we'll ask you, a little bit about how North are going recently. So LDU signed on earlier this week.
Yes.
What is that possible impact?
Oh, huge impact. I'm hoping it brings a bit of buzz to the boys. They came out real hot against the Suns. I know we're just previewing, but just quickly, we played really good in the first half against the Suns. So I don't know if there was a little bit of an adrenaline boost from the group after seeing, he's like one of the most sought after free agents finally signing on for some big money. I don't think it's a disclosed amount. Does anyone know it? I think it'd be in the over 1.5 mil a year, I would think. But I don't think it's been confirmed how much at all.
They don't release how much.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, it's only if Tommy Morris gets his.
There's been a few talks about.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if they're allowed to release what money he's on or something like that. I don't know.
Sure. No, true.
You
would think it would be. Yeah, you'd think it'd be upwards of 1.5 mil a year, which I think definitely worth that money. He's upped his defensive pressure this year, which has been good. There was a distinct moment against Melbourne where I was like, LDU. Because I think as an outsider, you look at LDU and go, superstar, which he is. He's probably the most, just about the most talented player on the Roos list. But he does have, over the last few years, had certain moments where he doesn't really chase, doesn't look as interested. And it's sort of, I think as North fans, we were a bit like, is this guy getting ready to leave? A bit fed up. But it seems like he's really knuckled down and, worked on the sort of the 1%er sort of things, which were a little bit tougher for him to sort of step up and do on the field. But, seeing him knuckle down, and I think there was that feel that he was going to sign on. And when he did, it's glorious. And unfortunately couldn't keep up the good footy that we played in the first half against the Suns. But hopefully it does bring a buzz around the group, and maybe a few more boys are sort of eyeing up how they're going to fit into the team in the future, knowing that LDU is going to be around for a long time. So really positive.
Yeah,
just
it gives us a bit of. Sorry, it gives us a bit of confidence in potentially TDK signing on again. But then, what was it? Jay Clark was released something yesterday saying that it's his paused contract discussions.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that sort of leaves him in a spot that I feel like Zach Merritt was in maybe a couple of years ago, where he said he just wanted to see some on-field progression, I guess. So you can't really take too much from that, I don't think. I think sometimes it could be good for a player to maybe go, let's just completely pause this and just completely work on my footy. Whether that be work on my footy so I can get a bit more cash from another team, or work on my footy. So I can just be the best player for Carlton. So I don't know. It's one of those ones. Everyone says St Kilda have all the money in the world to throw at players, and they look like a pretty decent side at the moment. But yeah, I wouldn't be too sure that TDK is going anywhere. And geez, you'd want to hold on to him because he is a superstar.
Yeah, fair enough. Sure. He has every right to, decide on his own future.
Yep.
Not the fans' decisions.
Yeah, exactly.
Another one would be Christian Petrarca, and his reactions that he's providing to the community at Melbourne.
Yep.
I think he'll be the one that'll be the main talking about during this trade period, like the upcoming one. But he'll be a big talking about. Like, geez, some reactions. I think last night's one was the worst one I've seen. The one against Geelong, it's not looking good for Des at the moment.
Do you reckon that looks from a player who's frustrated with the playing group around him, or a player that's frustrated with his own performances a bit, or just frustrated in general? Or does it look like a guy who sort of is maybe going, why was I convinced to not persist with that trade last year? Like, I know Melbourne said we're not trading him, he's contracted, and they sort of all shut up all the talks as if he's a guy, that he's going to be there forever, and said, oh no, we love him, he doesn't want to leave, and sort of just shut it all down. But do you guys think that there's a little bit of Petrarca that's going, I really wish I pushed harder to get out of here earlier?
Yeah, I think there was a comment last year where he said he was happy at the Days, and then this last few weeks he's had a few reactions, and it's a big talking about now. So, I mean, we'll never really get the answer of what he's shaking his head about, but everyone can make assumptions of what he's doing. Like I'm doing right now, I'm thinking, look, Melbourne are they're going downhill very, very quick.
Yeah.
He wants to get out. He didn't get out last year. He's sick and tired of not, winning games, being successful, and I think it's a bit of both, to be honest. Sometimes, I'm not obviously a player, but maybe it is your performance. Just maybe it is. I wouldn't know. I don't play footy. I used to play footy. I know when I had a shit game, I'd beat myself up about it, but that was like under 12s, so we don't talk about that. But I don't know. It's a really odd kind of topic to talk about because it's just mainly assumptions that you make. Like as I said just before, it's a bit of an odd one. What do you think, Lou?
I think it's mainly just assumptions is all we can really make of it until he actually gets quoted on something he says or whatever like that. Even that can be a bit misleading, sort of create narrative. I think it's a combination of factors. Obviously, if you're going 0-5, I'd be pissed off if we keep losing, and by pretty big margins as well. I think that would be the most significant reaction or reasoning for it, I think, at most.
Bang on, boys. I reckon you're both 100% correct with this, just speculation. But, he does seem like a frustrated boy, and I can't wait until we do find out what happens with him.
Yeah.
I think likely outcome is we'll go to Collingwood by the sounds of things. But
you reckon? Wow, that could be massive. I mean, I'm terrible as far as teams' finances and stuff and knowing how much money they have, but will they be able to fit him in? Because you'd imagine that he would be, pushing for, again, if that 1.5 mil plus sort of mark. So I don't know how many years would be fitting in, but do Collingwood have that sort of money rolling around, boys?
That's the real big question, because where does he actually he'll obviously get a spot in the team, but whose spot does he take? Because Collingwood's midfield is absolutely stacked. When Delly's fit and firing, you can't lay a finger on him, but luckily we did. I just want to point that out there. Tried taking on 3 blokes and got tackled, so sucked in. But
I think you make room for Petrarca. Any team in the comp makes room for Petrarca. He's that quality of a player. I know he's been down a little bit, but doesn't matter how good your team looks. someone will have to get shifted for him because he's a superstar.
It's Collingwood was his childhood club.
Wow,
So
right.
I guess naturally you'd want to go there.
Yep.
So that's probably why there might be front runners, I guess.
Yeah, true. Makes sense.
We'll definitely make a big impact, probably in the competition, to be honest, but mainly Collingwood. So anyway, we'll have to get on to a bit more of a preview this week where we do take on
a bit of roos and baggers. Lovely.
Yeah.
Yes, it's exciting. Another Good Friday match. 3:20. Get down there if you can. I know I can't because I live 4 hours away, and Louis, you live in Perth, so it's hard for you.
I'll be on a plane to Sydney during it, unfortunately.
I'll be there, fellas. Don't worry. I'll be there in my blue and white, royal blue and white, of course. Barracking hard for all three of us. Don't worry, fellas. Go the Roos.
Okay.
There you go. Go the Roos on a Baggers podcast.
There we go. Did I see a hand drop a go the Roos? Let's go.
The shots have been fired. It's actually going to be a tough game, and as I said behind the scenes, you would not be thinking of saying that last year at all. Like, it's going to be a tough game, but I think we've got to put
both teams 1-4, right?
Yep.
And I think we'll remain in the same position because, well, we're still... Has the Port Adelaide Hawthorn game even started yet?
Yes, Port Adelaide kicked the first 3 goals. What's going on?
Oh,
jeez.
Okay.
Tipping. The one time I tipped the Saints to win, they lose. I swear to...
I think I got... I tipped Bulldogs to beat Brisbane, which they stuffed me, and I tipped Melbourne to beat Essendon. So I think they're the only 2 I've got wrong. I got Geelong, I got Collingwood. So yeah, doing all right. Got your boys. Tipped the Suns.
Yeah. Oh, finally, I've seen a few people tip Carlton lately, and they've come up with a red X on the screen.
Yeah,
so.
I was real high on the Blues going into the year. I think I've tipped this just about every week, but I don't know. I think the Roos and the Blues are sort of in quite opposite spots of, like, as far as the rebuild sort of stand of things, I guess. But obviously ladder and win-loss ratio in a very similar spot. So I don't know. I think do you think you guys will go in favourites? I'm not sure if they, we're not talking about betting. We're not encouraging betting or anything here. But do you guys think that...
I can check.
Yeah, that would be interesting. I would imagine you guys would be maybe slight favourites.
I think we would because of the 70-point win.
Yeah, exactly. And, we've sort of crumbled the last 2 weeks.
Yeah. Sports bet. Here we are. All right.
Points bet has us $1.36 to North Melbourne, $3.20.
Wow. Okay, that's a lot shorter than I thought. But I guess as something that I've sort of felt over the last few years, Carlton are a very, you always know, passionate fan base and sort of very an emotional club, I reckon. Like, as he's, a couple of years ago, was it 2023 when he's made it all the way to the prelim? You rode a bit of a passion, emotion-filled roller coaster, and you hit obviously great form, and sort of took that train all the way to the top. But not quite all the way to the top, nearly there. But as far as last year and this year especially, it feels like the momentum going down, and it's sort of there's not that stability thing that's setting you up to play sort of a typical brand of football. Like, you're obviously trying hard, and I think that's why it would be frustrating as a Carlton fan, because you're like, we've got good players, they're trying really hard. Like, these are doing really good at stoppages, and contested work is like right up there. It's just the ball use has been really, really poor, especially going inside 50 for you guys, which is kind of in a different way similar to the Roos. I feel like we maybe you have some better ball users around the ground, but I don't think we quite bring the intensity for 4 quarters. Well, you guys for the first half for a lot of it, but the Roos drop off a little bit in intensity. So I'm actually, obviously as a Roos fan, I'm always interested the Roos are going to go. But just as a footy fan, it's quite an intriguing match, I reckon. Like, North, the way the brand we want to play and the way we move the footy, if it works, it looks really good. But will we get beat up by the big-bodied, strong, physical, contested beast midfield of the Baggers? It's quite intriguing, gentlemen. Quite intriguing indeed.
Yeah. Okay, a little bit nervous, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, Vossi's. I also said this behind the scenes. Vossi could be shown the door if we don't win this one, and he would have been shown the door if we didn't beat West Coast. So.
Wow. Yeah.
You
I
just
don't know.
never.
It's a weird one with Vossi. Like, where do you boys stand on it? Do you had enough of it? Do you think it's time to move on? Do you want to persist? Do you think there's a world where it works eventually? Do you where are you at?
I think it has worked. That's the thing. I think personally it has worked. So
you think,
as we saw in 2023, we saw a very, very average Carlton for the first half of the year. I think we were 4-8 at the bye, and then I think it was during. I remember I heard Cripps say a real documentary. They were sitting at a bonfire and they were just talking about. Can't remember what it was because it was 2 years ago now, but I remember it. Since then, we went on I think it was a 10-game winning streak, and that's when I thought, this is legitimate Carlton. This isn't, crappy fraud Carlton. This is proper football. Like, we're playing with confidence, playing for each other, playing for the club, and that's when, we made finals. We beat Sydney. We beat Melbourne. We were up by about 30 against Brisbane. And, sorry, I ate too much pizza. Yeah, it's really good. Really, really good. And it takes you back a little bit because I know I went to the Melbourne game and it's such good memories because if we can relive that and just go bigger because we know the expectation and all that kind of stuff, but yeah, it's gonna be a tricky one this year.
So when you're saying it has worked, fair, you made that prelim. You were playing irresistible footy. It was really good to watch. As far as now, do you go, oh, we can get that back. We got Vossi, we can get that back. We've still got that spine. Or do you think it's done now?
Yeah, I think we're still... I'm a cocky Carlton supporter, so I always think it's going to work out. But personally, I'm going to be dead honest. I think it is going to work out.
With Vossi?
With Vossi.
Wow, right.
Yeah.
This year? Do you give him 3 years? Like, where...
Oh. I want to regain or kind of answer that after the bye, or a couple of weeks after the bye. But
yeah,
fair enough.
Look into the future. I can still see Vossi and Cripper holding up that cup, but
Wow.
I'm delusional. Louis delusional.
We love the passion, Louis. Let's hear it. Bit more reality, please, Louis.
I think I'm a bit more like subtle. It's not going to make a major difference if we sack him right now. It probably will make the season go worse, to be honest, because then we have to change too many things up and all that. So I'd rather it be done at the end of the year if he is to go. If we don't make finals, he's gone, I think. If we make finals, he might just be safe. I don't know. Yeah. The game plan might be a little bit like old, I guess, bit similar to Melbourne. But I feel like it's more of a confidence issue at the moment.
Yeah, right.
But
I can see that a little bit.
Rather than, I don't know, I feel like we need to win some more close ones to believe in the system.
What is the system? When you watch Carlton, what do you... Because I watch it as a North fan who has questioned North Melbourne's system for, 15 years, 10 years. Like, I'm not saying this from a place of, how good are North, because we are just not. But, like, I quite like Carlton. But when I watch Carlton play, I don't feel like at the moment there is, like, a system. And it's like, it's just not clicking. Like, it's I don't know. It's just kicking long down the line, and with no
Yeah.
Mackay, it hasn't worked out too well. And I feel like even if you do, like, I know it's a shame Mackay had to get subbed out early in the game on the weekend for you, but even if he's there and he is clunking a few of these ones down the line, and you are scoring a little bit easier, is it really the way you want to play footy as a team with the names? I know people are talking about the bottom half of your list is nowhere near the top guys that everyone always brings up, but is that sort of the brand you want to play? Like, I know you don't have the best ball users and stuff, but it takes like a Mitch McGovern, who I know is a scapegoat for a lot of you Carlton fans because he does some wacky things, but it takes him to pull a little, kick into the middle, and it, gets cut off and the other team scores the other way. But it's like, well, that guy's at least trying something. So I don't know. It doesn't seem like you have much of a method. You boys watch it a bit closer than me. I'd love to hear what the method that you think you see that's not quite cutting it at the moment.
Well, what they label it is contest and pressure. But that was 2023, 2024 sort of stuff. Now, going into the off-season, the main mantra sort of going into 2025 was speed and power. That was also brought in with like a new fitness boss.
Yep.
We're still yet to see whether that's going to make that much of a difference. So far it's been okay, the injuries list, apart from probably what happened to Brody Kemp on the weekend.
Yeah, what's the word on that?
We haven't heard.
Ooh,
hope nothing's came in the last.
But
there's no news yet. All that Vossi just said it did not look good. Anyway, so speed and power. So that was obviously to sort of get some more speed to bring the ball further through the ground, better in transition, I think. I feel like we can see it in patches, but not when we're put under pressure. When we're under pressure in the second half, we crumble. We bomb it long. That's when the new system sort of collapses.
Yeah, and it's like it's also like we're bombing it long to the shorter fellas as well, and the shorter fellas remember the ball hitting themselves. So it's not the second halves are not ideal for us, but I think
that's why I believe it's a confidence sort of mental issue, I guess, and maybe that is a quick fix if we win some close games, gain some confidence, know how to deal with those pressurized situations. I'm just hoping that we correct it soon enough.
Right, I hear that. I reckon that as you were saying, the old method of contest and pressure is sort of what's getting you through that first half. And then if you're trying to roll through speed and power late in a game against a Hawthorn or a GWS or these like really, really fit teams, I think you need a bit more method, need a bit of direction, which is what I want to see from the Roos and what I'm sure Melbourne fans want to see, and maybe what Essendon fans saw a little bit against Melbourne on the weekend. But I don't know. I'm sure you boys are in a different spot because you've seen finals and the expectation's different. But as a North Melbourne fan, I just want to see the Roos, that method. You want to see a game style unfolding, which all the good teams at the moment, it's looking like that ball movement off half back and scores from half back are pretty huge at the moment. Like I know St Kilda got done by the Giants today, but the way Wanganeen Miller and even Sinclair when he goes back there, and Travali's had a little bit of a go back there, like these penetrating kicks off half back that can pull off some tough ones in the middle of the ground. Just one of the best ways to score in modern footy, it looks. And North don't have an amazing penetrating kick off half back. Like Caleb Daniel can rack it up a bit, but his kicking hasn't been amazing this season. Sheasel's been playing up the ground a little bit more, same with McKercher. And with you guys, like you've always had Sardi, but he looks low on confidence. He doesn't look like he's really trying to bite off too many, direct kicks. It's just the woof as long as he can at the moment. And Doherty, who I respect so much, looks like he's lost a lot of class coming in this season, which, I mean, he's been so good for you guys for so long and such a professional. He's gone through hell and back, so I don't think you would be piling on him, but that does help, does hurt you a little bit. Like, probably the best ball user in your team, arguably, not really 100% being up to it. Makes it tough, I think.
Yeah, there's been a pile on Doherty.
Yeah, and I think that's unfair because he's been unreal for so long for years, and as we said, come back from heaps. But he doesn't look like himself, to be honest, which is sad.
They've also been piling on Nick Haynes and Mitch McGovern, as you said before.
Hainesy's a brutal one because he hasn't done it for you guys, but
he did on the weekend.
He started slow with his for sure, but I don't know if you guys watched much of him in his heyday back at the Giants, but he was very, 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 very good player.
He was all Australian.
Yeah, just superstar. Shut down some of the great forwards. Played as a third that chopped in. Played literal one-on-one with some big role and full forwards. So he did it all. And he started as a bit of a wingman half forward as well when he was a young fella. So good footballer.
Yep. That's true. That sort of will lead us into one question on what were your expectations, or what are your expectations for North this year?
This year, going into the season, I was very, very unsure of what I was going to see, and I just said, look, for so long, North Melbourne fans have been going, we just want to see, this, if we're losing in the right way and being close and competing. And this year it was like, nah, look, they haven't been doing it. You have to get 6 wins. That was the thing. Everyone was saying 6 wins, which when we pumped the crap out of Melbourne, I thought, wow, we're going to get this 6 wins. And all of a sudden, obviously Sydney aren't a bad team, and Gold Coast are a very good team the last 2 weeks, but the fall off in the second half has been really, really brutal. So at the moment, I want to see 4 quarters. I want to see the lads bring the intensity when they come out of the change rooms at halftime, and the expectations. If we can finish higher than outside of the bottom 4, realistically, right now, I want to see. That's the expectation, and I think we can do it. I really hope.
I had you around the 6-win mark. When I was doing some ladder predictions.
Yeah.
Am I on here, Louis? I think I've got the next question, don't I?
Yep, go for it.
I do. All right. Who has been the best player so far for North Melbourne this year, Luco?
This season, wow. Best player for us this season. Tough one. Sheasel started off pretty slow, hasn't had an amazing year. McKercher's been a little bit off it. Tommy Powell's been really good. Larky's been a bit up and down. Zerha a bit up and down. Jacob Costanti has been huge for North Melbourne. We haven't had a small forward that creates a lot of tackling pressure and intensity around the forward half. I can't even remember the last guy that we had that would lay tackles inside 50. So, Paul Curtis has been really good as well.
Yeah.
People would probably, think maybe like a Caleb Daniel or something, but he's, butchered the footy a bit. Was a bit better on the weekend, but, Sherry, I don't really know, to be honest. I feel like there hasn't been a standout, like a number one. I might be forgetting someone, but I don't feel like there's been a standout number one guy. So I'll go with Jacob Costanti because I didn't know anything about him until this season, but I've been really impressed with him.
That Sherry TDK matchup will be exhilarating, I reckon.
It will. They both started the season really, really hot. TDK hasn't dropped off too much. He's been pretty unreal. Sherry's been a little bit out of it last couple of weeks, but I think he has a bit of a sore hamstring. So, I think the expectation is really huge on him. So me saying dropping off is for what we've seen his output has been over the last year and a half. But for a normal ruckman, he's been doing pretty good. But it will be interesting. You'd think TDK would have him covered as far as moving around the ground. But I don't know. The tackling pressure of Big Sherry. I think TDK is a better footballer personally. I think he's a bit of a unicorn. Probably the most valuable ruckman in the comp. But I love what Sherry brings, and hopefully he can compete with him and maybe try keep him grounded, knock him around a bit.
Yeah.
I think that's the only way you're going to bring TDK down, to be
Yeah,
honest.
exactly.
Unless he gets an injury.
Yeah.
Well, we don't want that.
No.
We don't want that. Never
really?
I think
wish
that might have happened last time we met you.
Yeah.
Really?
That's when he did his rib or something.
Yeah.
Whatever
He had like
they
a
used to
full
do.
Right.
ribs, a
I
punctured.
don't remember that. Damn.
Punctured lung or something like that, right?
Oh shit, that is not
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. And he comes back and best on in the elimination final.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a stud.
That's when you knew we were shit. All right. Next question, Louis.
So what do you see Nick Larkey winning the Coleman?
No, I do not see him winning the Coleman this year. He's kicked 4 goals in the last 2 weeks, which is actually maybe something to say that he could win it because he's been pretty average the last 2 games and he's still managed to find 4 goals, which is pretty impressive. I think he was held goalless until the last minute of the game against Sydney and managed to kick 2 in the last minute. So
Yeah.
that was pretty impressive the way he can manage to still get a few in. But no, I don't think so. I don't think it's quite clicking enough to be able to kick enough goals. I think Ben King or maybe a Hogan or something. We'll kick too many.
Or Phil Thorpe is also doing well from Adelaide.
Yeah. The only thing that could maybe stop him is I think Fogarty and Tex are sort of similar-ish level. Like obviously Phil Thorpe is looking to be the number one guy there, but it's not like he's miles ahead of those two. So I think they could snag some goals off him over the year. But yeah, you're right. He's right up there.
It's kind of what we need at the moment. We need a big 3, and we've got Harry Mackay, Kerno, and Campbell. Don't have Kemp anymore, but and we don't have Harry this week. But if we did see them fit and firing, and at their best, I think it would go close to, Tex, Fogarty, Phil Thorpe, like all firing. So
for sure. Charlie at his best is the best forward in the comp, I believe. I love Charlie. I think he's unreal. He's just he's a bit out of it at the moment, which is
he's a game changer.
Yeah, he's unreal.
Yeah, I think
a celebration. To be honest,
he'll be a player under the spotlight.
Yeah,
going into this game.
Well, we've got the back line to do it, so we'll find you into form, Charlie, because we don't have too many guys that will be able to go with him, or any guys that will be able to go with him. Actually,
we might put TDK down there. Cripper also had quite a bit of a go in the forward line, a bit Dangerfield-like.
Yeah, Warrior.
Have to deal with him down there too.
That's another problem. Yeah.
Pitternet might come in. So it might be Sherry versus Pitto as well. I don't know. We'll see.
That's a much more Sherry friendly matchup. I feel. I'm not sure. I'm not sure why. I think Pitternet's a really good, solid contributor, and there's a spot for him on an AFL team. But I think I wouldn't be playing him if I was Carlton. I think you want TDK doing as much ruck work as he can. If playing Pitternet means Paddy Cripps never has to go in a second ruck again, maybe that would make sense. But I think you'd rather pinch hit with a I don't know, Lewis Young or something. I'd rather anyone other than Cripps, and then you don't want Pitternet because he can't really do much else other than ruck, and you want TDK as many ruck contests as he's fit enough to be at. I think.
Yeah, you might see Lewis Young come in as well. It's. I don't want to be too tall, so I don't want Pitto and Young in. It's one or the other.
Yeah, I agree. Bring them both in. Help the Roos out.
Sometimes it's either with Carlton, it's either like we're undermanned or we're over tall manned, if that's even a word. That is definitely not a word. But
you feel like you're either too tall or too short.
Yeah, that is spot on.
Yeah, right.
I think that's each week. Mostly too short.
Is that dependent on your opposition, or just as a general, like when the side's coming in? Or do you feel like sometimes, we're too short to be playing against these guys, or we're too tall to be playing against these guys, or when the team's picked, are you like, that's too short, that's too tall?
Yeah, the too short and too tall bit was definitely when I saw the team against Hawthorn. and we didn't bring in.
Yeah.
I think it was Jordan Boyd that was in some unbelievably, well, not I wouldn't say unbelievably good form, but he had form, and we didn't play him. Or at least I don't think we played him. And then next week we played him as a sub, and he actually came on and made an impact. So there's been a few selection issues this year, but yeah, it'll be a mystery this next couple probably months, I'd say. But hopefully a few more positive moments to come. I'll get into the next
Wins
question.
cure all the problems, always.
They do.
Yeah.
They indeed do. So the next question, these aren't questions about North Melbourne anymore. So these are actually fan questions. I think I've got one. I think I've got one in here. Yeah, I've got one. I'll read mine last. I'll just work my way up. All right, Cooko. This is from Will. When you decided to come back to YouTube, was it a hard decision?
Not really. I sort of wanted to do it for a while. I just, just needed to work out how I was going to do it. And I've started, but I'm a computer down at the moment, so I haven't posted in the last week and a bit. But yeah, new computer coming, and we'll hit the straps. But no, not really. I was sort of always wanted to get back into it. Just just needed a stint.
Yeah, fair enough. Everyone needs a break, and now you're back. So it's good to have you back. All right, Louis, you're up.
So we some people have requested not to have their full names or full account names, just their first names. So Oscar has asked, if there was any player in the league, what player would you want?
At the Roos?
I guess. Yeah.
Jacob Wiedering. I'd take him straight off his, to be honest. A solid, elite one-on-one defender would be perfect. So, yeah, Wiedering, probably first guy I'd grab.
Yep.
Personally, for me, I'd be going straight to Caleb Sarong, because that man is...
Really? Interesting.
Yeah.
I would think he is unreal, but do you really need a guy that racks up the footy? And I'm not saying he uses it poorly, but if I was Carlton, I'd be wanting an Ed Richards or a Noah Anderson, or I don't know, someone that's like a Hayden Young, someone who's a deadly kick inside 50. That's when I watch Carlton, I think, geez, I reckon you should throw as much money as you can at like an Ed Richards or something.
Hayden Young for me.
Hayden Young,
we need some mid-forward connection.
Yeah, great ball user.
Speed. Yeah. We were hoping that Jagger Smith would be, a bit of the speed we need.
Right.
First, weave in through the packs, sort of stuff like that, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously, it is ACL, so we can't have him. There's a lot touted on him, even though he hasn't even played a game.
Yeah. That's sad. You hate seeing that happen to an 18-year-old kid who's worked so hard to get into a spot to live out his dream, and I'm sure it'll happen for him, but damn, really sad.
Should put on some size, because it's quite skinny coming in.
Do the Thilthorpe and come back as an absolute beast.
Yeah.
Oh,
Will Ashcroft did that, didn't he?
Yeah. Will Ashcroft bulked up, and geez, he's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. We've got a statement from Rory. Not a question, but really good work getting Sam Rowe on. Thanks, Rory.
Hey,
we appreciate
good work,
it.
lads.
Thank you.
Clap.
There we go. Got a round of applause. All right. Thanks, Rory. Appreciate that, mate. Off to you, Louis.
This one's from True Blue Tizzy. I hope I said that right. This is a question to you, Henry. When are we going to see more guests?
Oh, Jesus. The last 4 out of 5 weeks we've had a guest on. So,
yeah.
I think the next one is in about a month. So you'll see, I think it's Saints TV next.
Yeah.
Huge.
Preview that Saints game.
Yeah. And I think that'll be episode 30. So,
a bit there.
That's good. That works well for us. We've definitely got a lot of guests on, I'd say. But yeah, we really appreciate everyone that does take the time out of their day to help us. We're just sharing our passion for our club and it's been great. I'm getting a bit off topic here, but yeah, it's been good. Lately, we've been crushing it. So yeah, hopefully we keep that up and yeah. Alright.
Yep.
I've got a new question. Oh, I might. Wait, do you want this question, Louis, or do you want me to say it?
You say it.
All right. Plans for off season from Oscar Roberts. I'm not sure if this is towards me and Louis or you, Cooker. I'm not sure, so I think.
All three, go for it.
I'll go for it. Plans for off season. Haven't looked that far ahead personally. Don't know. Might have a cricket thing go on. I don't know, something like that. Don't mind a bit of cricket. I won't be doing any cricket podcasting or anything. I'm fully focused on this. I don't really know. What about you, Cooker? You got any plans for off season?
Nah, not yet. Footy season just started. Getting very excited. But I don't know. Yeah, celebrate the North Melbourne Premiership all off season, I think.
Yeah.
I'll say the same thing. I'll be celebrating Flaggers 2025.
Very good.
But yeah, I think I might. It's not quite planned yet, but I might be going to Italy. So that would be exciting. So I'll probably be a bit inactive then. Also, trip to Bali, a little more dull, but it's
Louis worldwide.
Yeah.
Louis.
And then I also do, Perth Scorchers. I also have a Perth Scorchers account, so I might actually start a podcast up for that too. Actually,
lovely.
Oh, there you go, Louis.
Yeah,
sorted. Busy boy.
Louis got plans.
Yeah.
Bloody hell. There you go, Louis. How was that? And you're up again, Louis. You've got another question, mate. Off you go. You are.
Me? Oh.
Yeah, you're up.
Young King Cookson, obviously to you. How are the Wattle Park animals going this year? From Jack.
Oh boy, Jackie boy, it's not well at all. We lost our round one game by about 50 points, and that was actually quite generous to only lose by 50 points. And then yesterday on Saturday, we lost by about 180. So yeah, it's very, very dire. Just absolute shit show. Excuse my language, but hopefully it gets better. Can't get much worse.
Yeah.
I shouldn't laugh, but that's not
the team we played, they were actually very, very good, and we have a few guys who can't kick, so that's all right. Good. Our group is a good bunch of humans, so that's the most important thing. We all have fun. As long as you're
playing in the spirit, yeah.
Exactly. We get pumped, and
I
still had a good day because the company there is elite. So yeah.
100%. Hashtag Druzy on the bad kicking, by the way. Don't take that to offence, Druzy, but that's
whack.
Not kicking style. not trying to be rude to him at all, but
got that, Bruce.
All right. This is my question to you, Young King. How does it feel to be back on YouTube and more active on social media?
Oh yeah, pretty good. I think it's fun. It's like reconnected me with some good people, so that's been fun. But sort of just still feeling it out. Don't really know what I'm doing yet. Never really knew what I was doing, to be honest. But just have a bit of fun, just like you lads. Create some stuff, having fun, talking about the baggers, me talking about some footy and the roos, and as long as you're having fun, and whether it's successful or unsuccessful, or it is what it is. If you have fun, you get something out of it. So keep it all fun.
Yeah, we very much enjoy doing this.
Yeah, exactly. That's the main thing.
And what sort of career do you do outside of all this?
For this year, I've actually tried to dedicate all to making stuff, which is a bit frustrating. I don't have a computer at the moment, but I've been doing landscaping, bricklaying, bar work. What else? I've done it all, to be honest. But I've finished a course in youth work. So if the YouTube doesn't take off this year, I'll get stuck back into that next year and maybe just do it a little bit more, part time. But youth work, something I really like doing. Working with kids that having, stuff going on. Don't exactly have, maybe the best care around them. So, that's the thing that I'm very passionate about.
Yes, always follow your passions.
Exactly.
The way to go.
Obviously, I don't know, Henry, you probably haven't quite thought about what you want to do yet.
Well, I have got this. I did go to the Carlton Football Club a few weeks ago. I know. I'm 15. I haven't really thought about much that I've wanted to do, but I have got this thing here. Your career in the business of sport. Ever really since I was born, I've always loved sport. Whether it's cricket, whether it's footy, whatever it is, I've loved sport. So I think anything that's sport related, I see myself doing. If it's roles that include, fan engagement, digital content coordinator or creator, like I'm doing right now on my Carlton Blues account, I'm enjoying that a heap. Something to do with coordination. I don't know what it'll be, but that's what I've been looking at lately. I think I've got a job right now. Haven't really got the call back, but looks pretty positive. It's been a toss up lately on what. Like I've started really thinking about it a lot more than I probably ever have. But I'm enjoying what I'm doing right now, and my focus is fully on that. But there's always a plan B if something doesn't work out, and I've got to look at that plan B at the moment. And that's this one right here.
Yep. I also enjoy some of those things that you sort of listed. But my other passion is politics and international relations, stuff like that. Just overall news going around the world, foreign affairs. So I will probably go to uni. I'm in year 12, so I do need to think about these things. Go to uni and do politics and international relations. Bachelor of Arts. Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, wow. There you go. Did not expect that from you, Luke. I thought you were all in on the content creation. Is what I first.
You can still be all in. You can. There's no. Don't subscribe to the all the eggs in one basket thing. You can give something a red hot crack and still be doing other things. I think that's good, Louis. Got your uni sorted and also giving the content stuff a crack. I think that's clever.
Yes. Yep. Even if it's just a hobby, it's fine.
Port Adelaide are demolishing Hawthorn right now as well. Sorry, just had to say that is outrageous. That scoreboard.
This is filmed at 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. For me, it's 6 p.m. Yeah.
All right.
Geez, 43. Okay.
Oh Lord, there's me tips. We do remember last year when Port Adelaide came back and beat Hawthorn. Maybe that's a.
Yeah, maybe Hawthorn are setting themselves up to do the same thing to them.
Who knows? See how that goes. But that does wrap up episode 25 of Baggers Podcast 25. Once again, Cooko, thank you for coming on. I do remember. I think I was in one of your TikTok lives and I asked you, and you're positive about it. Really easy to talk to, and it's been really good. The lead up to this pod, and we've had a lot of fun. Definitely this pod. I mean, it's been great. And as always, Louis, joined by you. You're a wonderful bloke. Always easy to get along with. Just easy to talk to. I know I'm glazing everyone right now, but thanks everyone for your support. Go Blues, and Cooko, you can say go Roos if you want.
Go the Kangas. Come on, Roos. please, Roos.
Up the Baggers.
Thanks for having me on, boys. Been fun.
Yeah.
See ya.